Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're holding up well in these very tough times because honestly, every single day in Nigeria right now feels like a new test of patience, survival, and resilience. Today's story is not just another headline, it's a bitter pill about the reality we're living in, and it's about someone who had the guts to speak up about it. Professor Pat Utomi, respected political economist and public figure, has come out swinging, calling out President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for what he describes as living like a king while the people he's meant to serve are drowning in poverty, hunger, and hopelessness. And you know what? Whether you like Patu Tomi or not, whether you agree with his politics or not, what he said touches a raw nerve that every Nigerian can feel. Let's face it, Nigeria is bleeding right now. The cost of living is crushing. Food prices are so high it's almost like tomatoes and onions have suddenly become luxury items. The naira is in free fall, and the average Nigerian's purchasing power has been chopped into pieces. People are working twice as hard just to afford half of what they could get a year ago. And in the middle of all this, we keep hearing stories and seeing images of our so called leaders living in untouchable comfort, traveling in private jets, hosting extravagant dinners, and staying in luxury hotels abroad. Pat Utomi simply said what millions of us have been thinking but maybe didn't have the platform to shout. How can the president live in such grand style when the people who put him in office, well, let's be real, the people he claims to represent, are barely able to afford a meal? Now, for those who don't know, Pat Utomi is not just some random guy talking on social media for clout. This is someone who's been in the trenches of politics, academia, and policy for decades. He's seen how this country is run from the inside. And when a man like that says the emperor has no clothes, you better believe it's not just noise. It's a reflection of deep rot in the system. Utomi's main point is simple. Leadership is about sacrifice, especially in times of crisis. If the people are struggling, the leader should share in that struggle, not hide behind the walls of comfort, pretending everything is fine. Leadership is not just about giving speeches and blaming past administrations. It's about setting the example. And this is where the heart of the matter is. Nigerians are not just angry because Tinubu is living well. They're angry because there's a huge disconnect between the leadership's lifestyle and the daily reality of the people. Let's look at it practically. Imagine you're a father of a large family. Your children are hungry, your house is leaking, and the bills are piling up. But instead of using what little you have to fix the problems, you buy yourself a brand new luxury car, throw a big party for your friends, and then tell your kids, don't worry, I'll fix things in the future. That's not just bad parenting, that's selfishness. And sadly, that's exactly how governance in Nigeria has been for decades. Leaders treat the country like their personal inheritance, not like a sacred trust from the people. When Pat Utomi made these comments, it wasn't just about Tinubu's lifestyle, it was a mirror held up to our political class. How many governors right now are living in palaces while their states can't pay salaries? How many senators are pocketing millions every month while hospitals in their constituencies have no drugs? We saw this even during Buhari's administration, and now here we are again, stuck in the same cycle. The faces change, but the behavior stays the same. But here's the part that should wake us up. This is not normal. Nigerians have been so conditioned to seeing leaders live like emperors that we think it's part of the job description. We celebrate them when they buy new luxury SUVs. We clap for them when they arrive in long convoys with police escorts. We even take selfies when they pass by, forgetting that those cars, those jets, those endless trips abroad are paid for with our money. Money that could have gone into fixing roads, improving schools, and lowering food prices. Let me tell you something. Countries that work don't operate like this. In places like Finland, Sweden, or even Singapore, you will see presidents and prime ministers living modestly, sometimes even riding bicycles to work or using public transport. They do this not because they can't afford more, but because they understand that leadership is about service, humility, and example. You can't tell people to tighten their belts when you're loosening yours. You can't ask for sacrifice when you're feasting. Utomi's statement is a wake-up call, especially for young Nigerians. The truth is, if we don't demand better, we will keep getting the same. Politicians won't suddenly decide to change. They will only change when the people make it clear that the game is over. And this is where civic consciousness comes in. We need to stop normalizing the excesses of our leaders. We need to stop giving them standing ovations for doing the bare minimum. We need to start asking hard questions every single day. Why is the presidency spending billions on luxury renovations when children in the north are studying under trees? Why are our leaders traveling abroad for medical checkups when our hospitals are collapsing? Why are convoys getting longer while our roads get worse? And to those who say, well, every leader does it, so what's new? That's exactly the problem. Just because something has been done for decades doesn't make it right. Corruption, waste, and selfishness have been normalized in Nigeria to the point that people who speak out against them are seen as troublemakers. But if speaking the truth makes you a troublemaker, then maybe trouble is exactly what we need. Now let's talk solutions. Complaining is easy, but changing the system takes more. First, we need laws that drastically reduce the cost of governance. No president, governor, or lawmaker should live a life far removed from the people they serve. Slash the presidential convoy. Cut down on luxury trips abroad. Make leaders use the same hospitals and schools as the rest of us. Trust me, they will fix them in a hurry. Second, transparency must be non negotiable. Every kobo spent from the national budget should be open for public viewing, down to the last naira. Third, we must empower citizens to hold leaders accountable without fear. Whistleblowers should be protected, not punished. Fourth, we need to vote wisely, not based on tribe, religion, or empty promises, but on proven integrity and competence. And to the Nigerian youth, let me be blunt. The power to change this country is in your hands, but only if you're willing to use it. We can't just tweet our way into a better Nigeria. We can't just complain on WhatsApp or Instagram and expect miracles. We have to organize, educate ourselves, and participate actively in the political process. If you're not registering to vote, if you're not questioning your local leaders, if you're not holding them accountable, then you're indirectly giving them permission to keep exploiting you. Pat Utomi's words should spark a conversation in every home, every campus, every market. We need to ask ourselves, what kind of leaders do we want? What kind of country do we want to leave for our children? Because make no mistake, the way things are going now, the future looks bleak unless we take action. The hunger crisis will get worse, unemployment will rise, and insecurity will deepen. But if we decide that enough is enough, if we come together across ethnic, religious, and political lines, then no politician, no matter how powerful, can ignore us. Tinubu's presidency is still in its early years, but the signs are worrying. The lavish lifestyle while people are starving sends the wrong message. It tells the world that Nigeria's leaders are more interested in comfort than change. And as citizens, we have to decide whether we're okay with that. Are we going to keep clapping for politicians who show up in agbadas worth millions while we can't afford basic foodstuff? Or are we going to demand that they live like public servants, not monarchs? At the end of the day, this is not about hating Tinubu or loving Utomi. It's about demanding a system that works for the people, not just the elite. Because the truth is, no matter who sits in Aso Rock, if the system remains one where leaders live above the law and beyond the reach of the people suffering, nothing will change. But if we as citizens refuse to stay silent, if we reject the politics of apathy, and if we hold every leader accountable regardless of party, then we can build a Nigeria where no president, governor, or senator will dare to live large while the people starve. So, my people, I leave you with this. Don't just watch this video and move on. Talk about it, share it with your friends, challenge the people around you to see that we deserve better, because we do. Nigeria is too rich in resources, talent, and potential to be a country where leaders live like kings while citizens beg to survive. We are better than this, and the sooner we realize that, the sooner we can change it. If you agree with what I've said today, then you know what to do. Smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comment section, and share this video so more Nigerians can join this conversation. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more bold, truth-centered content. Together, let's keep speaking up, because silence is the ally of bad leadership. Nigeria will rise, but only if we make it rise.